Most people look at what we do and think lead generation company. They're wrong. What we're actually building underneath the surface is something closer to what Hyros built for digital advertising. An intelligence layer that doesn't just generate activity, it learns from every outcome, gets smarter over time, and eventually becomes something that's almost impossible to replicate. Let me explain why that matters. If you're not familiar with Hyros, here's the short version. The digital advertising world had a problem. Everyone was running ads, everyone was spending money, but nobody could accurately tell which ad, which channel, which keyword was actually responsible for a closed sale. Google and Facebook were taking credit for everything. The real picture was a mess. Hyros stepped in and built attribution layer. They sat between the ad platforms and the revenue, and they tracked the actual truth of what was converting. That one idea, owning the intelligence between spend and outcome, built them a company worth over $1 billion. They didn't build the best ads, they built the layer that made all ads make sense. The alternative lending space has the exact same problem. Brokers are buying leads. Funders are acquiring deal flow. ISOs are building pipelines. And nobody has a reliable intelligence layer that connects lead quality to funded outcomes. What credit profile actually closes in MCA? What revenue range qualifies fastest? Which sources produce rebuyable clients versus one and done deals? Nobody knows because nobody built the system to track it. That's what LeadrRouter is becoming. Every lead that enters our system gets scored. Every broker interaction gets logged. And as funded deal data starts flowing back, the model learns what scored a 78 that closed fast, what scored a 90 that ghosted. The algorithm adjusts. Over time, it stops being a static qualification tool and starts being a self-improving prediction engine. Here's what most people miss about this. The leads we're generating right now are PPL clients, the brokers we're working with, the funded deals coming back. They're not just revenue, they're training data. Every client we work with is making the system smarter. That outcome data compounds. And 6 months from now, 12 months from now, the gap between what our scoring model knows and what anyone else could build from scratch gets wider every single week. Hyros didn't win because they had better engineers. They won because they got there first and accumulated data nobody else had. Attribution data, conversion data, real outcome data. We're doing the same thing in a space where nobody else is even thinking this way yet. I've spent 40 years building businesses. I know the difference between a product and a position. A product is something you sell. A position is something you own. Right now, we're generating revenue. But what we're really doing is building a position in alternative lending that will be very, very hard to displace once the data compounds. If you're in the space as a broker, a funder, or an ISO, and you want to be part of what we're building, links in the description. And if you just want to watch how this unfolds, subscribe. This is going to be a good story. See you in the next one.